So the next major step, guys, with this head that we've taken off is to own the head and get rid of any low spots. You can send this to a machine shop and they'll do it for you on a zero tolerance bed, but because it's such a small area in the middle, the area we're looking around is around the side of the center section. We want to get that honed so we can get a perfect edge on it all the way through, and the easiest way to do it is get a piece of glass. Glass tends to be pretty true. If you're using a piece of double glazed glass like I've got, best to put it on the floor and support it under the middle. There's very little chance of it deflecting anyway because of the gas inside the double glazed unit, but I've got a strong packing of a couple of old rags underneath. We've got wet and dry on the glass. So you've got wet and dry on the glass, and it's just a case of honing it back and forwards very carefully without tearing up the paper. If you use wet and dry paper like I'm using, you get a better result. And what you want to do is go back and forwards, and then you want to flip it around so it's facing the other way and do the same again. Try and keep the pressure pretty even as you go forward and backwards. Turn it round. Obviously don't drop it, it'll go straight through the glass. And what you're looking for when you clean it off is to see the sanding marks or the very fine 1000 grit paper marks all the way across the head surface. So you can see we're getting there slowly. You can see the slight mark where the carbon was from the inside of the pot. That's the spark plug hole, and you can see most of it's the same colour now. We've got a good even colour on there. There's a slight indentation there. We've got a few dark spots on this end, so it's going to take a bit more. Once we get this mark off the inside and we get it all an even colour, we're pretty much good to go. So it's a case of taking your time, steady process, even pressure on the glass. Nice fine wet and dry, you don't want anything too coarse. You don't want to mar up the surface, you just want to get it nice and flat. Now I've seen this done with car heads as well, on a much bigger surface of glass, thick glass that's placed on a marble top. Like I say, it's worthwhile spinning it around. You can even do it sideways, but I prefer to have the grain all going one way instead of circular. So I ordered the gasket set from Stein in Germany a week ago. I'm a bit annoyed really because I paid expedited shipping and I'm still waiting for the kit to come, so it's slowing me down a little bit. But there's no rush in this extreme weather. We're looking again at 42 today. You can see I'm not working on a bench, I'm just on the floor inside my garage. Now what you can do, you can see we're pretty close now, even on the centre now. We've not got much of the carbon mark left, and we've got a good nice smooth finish straight across. If you wanted to at this stage, and a lot of people do this, you can mark all this section with a permanent marker in blue or red or whatever colour you want, and then give it a quick hone very quickly and then lift it up, wipe it again. The permanent marker should stay on and you can see any high spots, but I'm not going to do that because I'm quite happy with the way this is going. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. I'd like to see this slight faint line around here disappear and make sure we've got no high spots. You can go to another piece of the glass that's further over, put it on and just see if there's any wobble on it. There shouldn't be anyway. It should be near tolerance before you start doing this. But yeah, patience is the key with this, guys. Now if I'm honest, guys, I'm pretty much done with that. That's a pretty good result. There was a slight bit of rocking when I first put it on the glass. There's a notable rock to it. But on the glass now, that's absolutely solid on there at the moment. Whether it was crowned in the middle where the piston is, I don't know, but before there was a definite rock on there before. Nice and flat now. So I'm going to call that side done. While I'm at it, I might just do the rocker cover side. Not that there's any real need, I wouldn't think. The rocker cover side is under no pressure, as it were, not like the combustion side. So guys, I'm pretty pleased with the end result. We've got a nice finish on there, all the hatching running the same way, and I've done the other side just to get any gunk off the rocker cover gasket, just give it a quick hone on that side. So the next step is to get these valves seated right. So we've got some valve paste and a valve honing tool, and that's the next job. Now what we need to do when we're doing the valves is make sure that the valves aren't sitting on the floor. So we need this supported on the bench, which is over there, so we'll do that and make sure we're not catching anything underneath, and we'll hone these valves in. So guys, we've got the valves and we've got the head owned and cleaned up. We've got the inlet valve, which is the bigger valve, and the exhaust valve, which is a smaller valve, and we're going to lap these into the head. We've got some coarse paste and some fine paste, and we've got a honing tool. So none of this is overly expensive on Amazon. So we'll start with the coarse paste, and we'll start with the bigger valve, which is the inlet valve, and we'll put a very fine bit of paste around the edge of the valve seat, and we'll do the same on the back of the valve. So guys, before you do this, put a bit of lube down the valve guides. You don't want to be swishing these around in a dry guide. Pop it into place, and normally if your valves are really clean this will stick on and suck, but oh, there we go, it did stick on okay. So that's a fine paste gone on, and you can hear the sound of the paste changing as it starts to seat in. And I'm probably going to look at that and call that a done deal, I think. So look, pull that off there, carefully clean it up. A nice finish all the way around that one. Make sure you get any of that out of there. Don't want it banging up and down and wearing anymore. Just check this outside in the daylight, it's a bit dark in there, but that's got a nice seat all the way around, guys, no pissing that I can see. That's the inlet valve done, and onto the exhaust valve. So same procedure on the exhaust valve. Make sure we're clean on the grinding tool, get it on top, and you can hear that noise when you start, it's so coarse. You go around a couple of times, you can hear it stopping. And you only need light downward pressure, it's quite coarse, this coarse paste. And we'll pull that out and take a look. So there we have it, guys, both valves lapped in. The head's been shimmed slightly on a piece of glass on emery paper, and pretty much ready to go on rebuilding this side, putting it back together. Just got to clean the head studs and the exhaust studs there, just make sure they're nice and clean before we put it back together. And once we get this side together, we'll strip the other side down and see what the coke situation is like on the other side, see how dirty it is. Like I said, the other side was running perfectly well, so I'm guessing that the other side's not going to be too bad, but seems pointless at this point with the bike stripped down as it is just to do one side, not do the other side. So There we are guys, all ready to go back on the bike.